in like the beginning, when you start, you have this like beginner's luck. It feels good. You like listen to the audio or you read over what you wrote, and it lights you up. It feels amazing. You're like, oh, that feels good. Then out of nowhere, what starts happening is, and you least expect it, you don't even expect it. Either you suddenly have like, you don't desire reading it or listening to the audio anymore. Out of nowhere, the desire kind of starts to dwindle, for one, because it's just natural human boredom. But say you start making it a habit, you're like, nope, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it anyways. What starts happening is your mind starts fighting with you. The old neural pathway is like, no, I'm not ready to die. I'm not ready to die. And so then, say for example, you keep saying to yourself, I have a really good routine. I'm very disciplined. I eat well. I am a fit person or whatever. Your mind's gonna start being like, oh my god, you're a pig. Look how much you eat. Like, it's gonna go extreme. It's not even gonna do the natural self-deprecating stuff you used to do in the past. It's going to become hateful. You're gonna be like, where is all of this coming from? And it's your subconscious almost purging everything out. It's like the meanest things you've ever said to yourself that oppose whatever it is that you've been saying start appearing in your mind. And the thing is for me, it goes a step above that. It'll start showing up in my dreams. Like, my dreams will start becoming extremely vivid. It'll start becoming very strange. People are either saying to me things I don't want to hear, or I'm engaging in acts or doing things that are very much aligned with the old self. Like, for example, whenever I'm doing money manifestations, I noticed this. I started getting really into the affirmations. I start really getting into it, and I don't do robotic affirmations. I'm not big on robotic affirmations. If you have to do robotic affirmations in the beginning, by all means, I understand, just to kind of get yourself in the groove of it. But I feel like when you feel the emotion, it feels better. You want to do it more often. You become almost attached to the affirmations, and then the purging happens quicker. Whereas with robotic, I just don't notice as much of a result. Some people don't believe that, but it's like, if you believe it works for you, then it'll work for you. So don't take my advice if you think that that's not something that works for you, or if you think it is something that works for you, I should say. For me, no. Anyways, so with the dreams, like, for example, I'll be like, I'm rich. I have all the money in the world. I can afford to get all of the things that I want out of life, I can afford to get nice things. Then, in the beginning, I start having beginner's luck. Random money starts coming out of nowhere. People start saying stuff like, oh my god, that outfit's really bougie. Like, that outfit looks really nice. Where'd you get it from? And then I'll tell them where, and they'll be like, oh my god, girl, look at you. You got money. And I'll be like, see, the world is telling me what I want to hear. Then I'll have a dream where I'm like standing at an ice cream stand and I'm going to buy ice cream, and then I'm like swiping my card and it's getting declined, and I'm like, try this card, and it's getting declined, and then I'm holding up a line and the employee's face starts turning into a monster who wants to eat me. Like, out of nowhere, I'll have like dreams where I can't afford shit, and it's almost like your brain is like fighting with the old story. It's like, this is what I know, this is what feels comfortable. And I believe, right, take note of your dreams, take note of whatever's popping up in your head, be the observer of your mind, see it, but don't attach yourself to it. This is just your mind fighting back. Remember, everything screams before it dies. And so your mind is going to be louder than it's ever been in that duration where your body is adjusting to the new word, to the new affirmation, to the new world that you want to create for yourself. He's so hyper today. He woke up at 8. Hi, Mommy. You looking at your book? He's so sweet. Anyways, so you persist, you persist, you persist. You hear that noise and you go, this is my mind fighting back. This is my mind fighting back. It's working. It's seeping into my subconscious, because this is my subconscious going, no, what's happening? What's happening? The familiar is going away. There's parts of like the trees. If you could just imagine your mind, it's a bunch of trees with branches, right? At least I imagine the conscious mind is this lush land filled with trees. And then the subconscious is the roots, right? And the roots kind of look like upside down branches. It looks like branches in the wintertime, no leaves, right? It's like out of nowhere, parts of it are dying off. They're literally dying off. They're going limp. And the roots are screaming at the top of the tree like, no, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? They're sending out crazy signals to the top of the tree. And so random thoughts start popping up into your head during your waking hours. And then at night, you're having all these crazy dreams because your roots are like stop, whatever you're doing, stop, right? This is the real you. This is the person that we know and love, you know? And it's like your subconscious mind, I really don't like the idea of self-sabotage, because your subconscious mind is built for survival. Whatever it does in your highest good, in your highest favor, no matter what. You just have to decide what that highest favor is. Is that highest favor living in survival and hustling, or is that highest favor relaxing and having things attract into your life easily and living a life full of purpose and passion and caring about what is it you do consistently and not feeling like a robot that's stuck in the milieu of every day, you know, or the monotony of every day, and feeling like your life has a purpose, feeling fulfilled in one way or another, having the things that you like out of life without having to, I guess, bust your butt off every single minute of every single day. And what is it that you want out of life? Your subconscious mind will give you exactly that. Affirm, affirm, affirm. And while you're affirming, your mind will scream at you. Again, everything screams before it dies. You have to accept that it's going to do this. It's a part of manifesting. It really is. I almost said it's a part of this world. But this isn't, no matter whether you're manifesting consciously or not, you're manifesting regardless. There's people out there, and I find this so ironic, there's people out there who don't believe that they're manifesting, who think it's crazy, they think it's mumbo jumbo, woo woo shit. And then you listen to them talk on a consistent day-to-day basis, and they're constantly reaffirming what it is that they have in life consistently. And on the rare occasion they choose something different, and they're like, oh my God, I would like blank, or I want this and that to work out, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that. And they set out to do it, and they're being super positive about it, and that thing happens for them. They're like, oh my God, it was luck, I got so lucky. And you're like, no bitch, you're consistently manifesting bad things. And then the one time you decide to manifest something that works in your highest good or your highest favor, you're like, oh my God, it's a coincidence. No, it's not. What you speak over yourself is what's happening in your life. What you think about consistently is what's happening in your life. You are a magician. You are consistently creating things with the magic wand that is your mind, that is your tongue, and that is your behaviors, your habits, right? Then all of that creates your identity. I remember seeing this video recently where I'm like, this is the best way to encapsulate what manifesting is, especially in terms of affirmations. When you're affirming and when you're trying to manifest a new thing, you're not manifesting the house, the car, the job. You are manifesting the version of you. You're manifesting the version of you that has that house, the version of you that has that car, the version of you that has that thing. And that's why affirmations work so well, because you're affirming, not only do I have blank, I am blank. So I can say I want to have a healthy, like a good body or whatever, or the body of my dreams. What's better is to say, I am fit, I am healthy, I look great. Because that's the version of you that has that body that you want. Does that make sense? So consistently affirming, you're killing these neural pathways, or essentially breaking off these neural pathways that have been built in place. It's like building a skill. I saw this thing about how when you sleep, like when you take a nap, when you go to have a good night's rest, say all night you've been learning to golf. You've been learning to golf. You've been learning to golf. For some reason, you can't get the holes. You try again the next day, you go to sleep, you're going to be better the next day. You're going to do it again and again and again and again, and say you get better over the years, you're getting better and better and better at the skill. But there's one particular thing that bothers you. There's just one thing your coach is constantly telling you, like, hey man, you keep messing this part up. Then you're like, you keep practicing, you really put your focus and your all into that thing. Then it's like one random day you take a nap or you go to sleep and you sleep on it almost. You wake up the next morning and it's like, you got it. Same thing with musicians. They're like struggling with a music piece and they keep going at it, keep going. It doesn't have to be years. Years is an exaggeration. This could literally be a week. It could be a few days even, of like consistently practicing a music piece and then being like, there's this one place, like I don't know what fits here. Then you go to sleep and then you wake up and suddenly you know. And it's because in your sleep, your mind is doing this thing where it's rehearsing. That's why we think dreams could be significant for humanity and animals in general. Is it's almost like survival, right? It's like teaching you how to survive. It's teaching you how to do the things that you're consistently wanting to learn in your waking hours. That's why sleep is really good for school-age children. That's why sleep is really good for people in general. It helps your mind, and they feel like sleep is in correlation to dementia and Alzheimer's and whatever else, because memory, right? And memory, neural pathways, all of it are linked and connected. Your cognition is heavily connected to your behavior, right? Your cognitive, that's why they call it cognitive behavioral therapy. So when you're creating these neural pathways, getting some good rest, but also being able to consistently tell yourself these things and fight against the mind, fight against what it is that it wants to show you in your dreams, whatever it is that it wants to show you, like with the flashing lights, the screaming mean things that come out of nowhere, and you're like, I never even used to think that dark. Where the hell is this coming from? It's because your brain is fighting against what it doesn't know. These neural pathways die off, and then the new ones are being built. They're being built, they're being built, they're being built. Same thing with the reticular activating system. In the morning, your brain is like prepared to take all that it dumped overnight and start creating new things. And it's like, what are we looking for? What are we looking for? So then immediately starting with affirmations in the morning and immediately ending the night with affirmations. Because what it ends up doing is it ends up discriminating your day to give you whatever it was that you thought of in the very beginning of your day. So if you wake up thinking I'm the luckiest girl in the world, the rest of your day is going to be thinking in the back of your mind. It's not going to be a conscious screaming thing. In the back of your mind, how can I prove to myself that I am lucky? You know, it's going to start doing that confirmation bias thing where it only shows you the things that correlate to what it was that you thought of in the morning, because it thinks that that thing is the most important thing. Your brain doesn't want to deal with things that it deems unimportant. It only wants to think about the things that it deems important. So keep that in mind when you're affirming consistently. What is it that you want out of life? And stay consistent. Consistent is key. They always say that. Consistency is key. Eventually, you're going to find certain affirmations. You believe them. Like, you'll just be going about your day and you'll immediately have random thoughts in correlation to the good affirmations that you've been doing. And you're like, oh my God, it's happening. It's happening. And it feels amazing. Hold gratitude for those moments. Celebrate those small wins. You got this. But I just wanted to discuss what it is that I feel like no one talks about, which is the purging. It's loud, it's bad. It's usually when people give up. Do not give up. That means it's working, all right? And also probably keep a dream journal. I feel like that helps too. See, bye-bye, baby. Bye-bye.